I sit with this one. I got to go with that.
Well, we open things up on
They're
Overpass.
a legendary team, let's not forget. I know the Swedish fans don't forget that.
They definitely don't. We're going to see NIP having to requalify, which is, I don't think anyone saw that coming back in the day.
Nope.
But that is happening. That's a real life thing. Yeah, I would say in terms of experience and these best of threes, I do favour Flipside. A more methodical team overall, but I was impressed yesterday watching KINGUIN, like players like Spiro. I think he was actually quite impressed with the AWP. Mihu, you never really know what's going to turn up there. He's a very talented player. And we will be kicking things off at an Overpass. I'm sure we have done the knife round. It will be Flipside versus KINGUIN here. Flipside on the CT side, we're going to have 4 sets of armor. Looking over the terrorists, we normally discuss B side is going to be favored most of the time. One smoke normally towards heaven or the bomb side itself. Execute with the flashbangs and see what is available to you. Actually not going to be committing straight away. Holding outside the monster tunnel, not giving a player out of position at this point. This could be holding for any sort of aggression from the CTs.
Interesting to start out with such a passive setup toward Monster, not getting that aggressive, and also not seeing as much push toward the bathrooms from the CTs.
They'll probably be happy to do this while Furlan kind of scouts out the map. Even if he dies, that's their moment to strike at this point. His objective right now, get 1 kill, show some presence towards the A side. As soon as anything goes down, they'll probably actually just bite the bullet at that point and just go straight in. Headshot as well. That's actually a really nice start from Furlan. That's not so good. Not so good.
As he gets taken down by World Edit. He's only on 11. Better spot from Waylander back toward the grain pipe, and he's going to find one already on Muzino. And he's still not spotted back in turn as they try and get the flashes onto him. He peeks back, realizes they push back, and gets closer with the surf. They don't expect it. Good pickup, and Blade's there to follow as he takes down the second kill of the 2 entering. No kills at all, in fact. Low HP on 4 players, but no kills at all on the side of KINGUIN.
Yeah, as we kind of built it up there. Furlan going towards the A side, trying to make something happen. Gets a headshot, but quickly taken down at that point. That smoke that comes in outside the monster tunnel, it's quite telegraphed as to what they were doing. It goes towards the bomb side there, and you see just as it blooms, it's going to be Waylander in a great position to lock it down. Nice little surf, as you pointed out as well, to actually reposition himself and keep applying the damage there, and it will be a clean sweep of Flipside here. No bomb going down suggests it will be a force buy here from KINGUIN, and maybe a fast B execute coming in. Smokes and Molotovs towards the site, try and plant as quickly as they can. Could be interesting with the Tech 9 to see if Waylander can hold them off.
Goes so successfully on the first approach. Second one, they're wrapping around. He's got to get in behind the pillar. It's such a dangerous position because go one way and you're forced out, and suddenly Mihu finding 2 and Spiro walking in. They're going to get a bomb plant at the very least, and they've got it down to a 4 versus 2. M4 picked up as well for Rollin as he waits for an entrance to come through the main doors, down the stairs. Good pickup from Electronic in return, therefore, to take the M4 back. They still do have 1 weapon to work with as World Edit has the UMP. Mihu, he's got a UMP as well. He takes down Electronic, and that's the end of it.
Wow. Well, there it is. A full B execute. Didn't even have the head armor, the Tech 9 there. Just went for the utility base play. Running gun potential. It wasn't even from the Tech 9 there. It was a PT50 of me who we kind of pointed out. He's a very talented player, up and coming in the Polish scene, and manages to get those first PT50 frags. Gets the bomb down, picks up an M4, and they get a UMP as well. They can't actually do anything about it. Flipside, it will be 1-1. They'll be forced back into this themselves. Scouts, 5-7s, Deagles. They've got a smoke to work with as well. We'll see what kind of setup they're bringing to the table here. Looks pretty standard. A little bit of aggression towards middle here. It's going to be World Edit with that Scouts, trying to get something going towards the fountain area. Actually manages to land a shot on Rylan as well.
Don't back away from Markelov. Toward the site. AK is picked up to go along with the 2 UMPs, and Rollin, like you said, down to 11. Could be a bit problematic, but where he's one of the SMG players, even not, I would have expected him to toss it over, so he would be. Starting to go perhaps aggressive to find the information. Good forward stance to get in toward the bottom of connector right now as well for the CTs. No one out toward long, but they've got information based on this push, having already made contact.
It can just be more of the same from KINGUIN at this point. Smokes onto the B side, use the Molotovs as well, flush out any CTs that might be stacking that area. Even if there are a couple of players in, you're going to make them face at the same time. They don't really have the firepower to go toe-to-toe with the terrorists at this point. Molotov deployed. Like I said, that means they can eradicate some risk at this point, but Waylander certainly in a good position to land the headshot, does get the first one.
Mihu down, but Markelov follows it up, actually. World Edit's the one to find it with the scout over top to take Furlan. That gives Markelov a bit more room to work, but he falls. World Edit will not. Still inside the window, no smoke in front of him. He's able to pick up yet another kill. And now Zeno gets toward the small pit. Doesn't account for the fact that Blade's wrapping back around. It's just the 11 HP left on Rollin, who went passive over toward A instead to try and lurk. Doesn't sell anything, and Blade wraps it back. Back-to-back ecos as Flipside shut back down KINGUIN, and this is going to give them the momentum in turn.
Well, there you go. World Edit do some damage at the start there, funneling back to the B site. And KINGUIN, even with the execute there, as we pointed out, the Molotovs towards the barrel area. Smokes on the sides, couldn't actually do anything with the greater firepower overall. They're going to be force buying back into it, so it's been back-to-back force buy successful for both sides here. And more the same for KINGUIN now. They're going to have UMP, Deagles, Tech 9s, smokes and flashbangs. No Molotovs to go in this time, but they're going to be actually focusing more towards Winnel instead of the actual B side of the map. Bomb will be towards the playground area. I think see Miles. He's just trying to sell something towards Monster Tunnel at this point, but smoked out for now.
Waylander on the other side of that smoke. Be holding on to his lovely weapon. A UMP, Henry. It's my favorite weapon in the entire game.
I wouldn't.
That's a lie. I like the Negev.
Is that the one you buy the most?
Yep.
I thought you were more of a P90 sort of guy.
Nah. It's too easy, the P90.
Yeah. Someone like you.
I like a challenge.
Yeah.
Very passive on A throughout. There hasn't been a lot of approach on that side of the map. We still haven't seen a stabilized gun round to come in for a default, but a little bit more pressure this time from the T's. CC's back in the site.
But this is fine. They've actually got the rifles to work with now. They've got their scouts in hand as well. They know it's probably going to be another force pipe in KINGUIN. With his Tech 9s, don't actually allow them to get any picks here. Don't be caught by yourself. Let's have the crossfires on the bomb site. Allow them to commit, and then we'll just kind of outplay them in that sense. We'll see what happens here. Like you said, though, it will be KINGUIN getting some control. They've got bathrooms and long A as well. They have got 3 smokes to work with here. This will be some sort of A execute coming in. You'll see them lining up the smokes momentarily. Objective, may need to get the bomb down, but there certainly is potential to win the round, as they are in a key position as we hit the 30-second mark here.
We'll let its view toward the bathroom. Scoped in. Wrong timing. Goes for the jump as well and gets tagged up. A dink as he goes to 22. He has to go passive. This will bring the rifles back a little bit closer as Electronics still waiting in behind the van, or rather the truck, but there's smokes out. He uses the gap correctly, spots a second, and Furlan can't transfer it. Tries to get his teammates back in place, but Furlan, he's dropped that AK, at least for now. No one shuffling in to try and grab it in low HP on World Edit. This could be a problem, because Spiro's got himself in a prime position on the Tech 9. Down he goes, and suddenly things turn, but Waylander, late in the lurk, try to flank back in, does get one, traded by Mauzino, and Markolov's got 2 to find. He knows one's toward the stairs, knows the other's behind the truck, but how does he isolate? Works out so far as he finds the first with the UMP. And a smoke onto the bomb, they let him cross. He doesn't have a kit, that's the problem. So even if he taps this, it's only to bait Spiro back in. He's got about 3 seconds to find the kill, and he won't do it. We're getting another forced buy win, and once more, we'll have to wait before a regular round happens.
Yeah, there it is. These teams just keep breaking each other's serve at this point when they have the advantage, just can't hold on to it. And we'll have a look at the money for the CTs. Can they force buy into this again? It looks like they've been bringing a scout to the table, so whether this is an actual force buy, I'm not sure as of yet. It looks like going to be a little bit more conservative with this approach. What are they just going to scout a bit more money than everyone else, and Electronic just buys a PT50. So it looks like KINGUIN finally will be the first team to actually get 2 rounds in a row here. It's been very back and forth as we hit the 2-2 mark, but KINGUIN with a firm advantage. We're going to round number 5 there. Should be more of the same. They're actually going quite fast towards long. Well, the defaults aren't really working out for us. Let's just use these AKs and actually push up towards long and work as a unit.
Getting very passive because this time it's just the scout to work with, so it's almost the opposite of what you're saying. It's not the range, it's rather not the aggression to play in the unit.
Yeah. Just trying to base everything off this scout award on it.
Remember last time he was the one that got dinked early. Timing was off, he jumped, got caught. Spots one that time. Surely did. There it is. Now he's got it lined up. Does he go for the 3rd time? Try and hit the shot a little high. Remember the change of mechanic on that as well, but does go for the straight shot. Hits him in the leg. That's going to put him quite low. 13, so I'm not even sure that was a leg. It might have been counted on the hip. I know you like it from the hips, Henry.
I shoot from the hip.
Still wrecked me in a one-on-one, so I can't comment. Markolov's going to try and push up and capitalize on that one tag, but realizes now there's a lot more there, and Mihu is able to take down both Electronic and he collectively as they push forward. It's World Edit responding to follow up that first tag. Problem is now they're down to just 3 remaining, and they're already on top of the site. Good spot from Spiro. Takes down 2. It's suddenly just that scout remaining.
Yeah, World Edit's found 1 kill so far. If he can get another one, it's pretty much as good as it was ever going to get with this sort of buy. Can't manage to do much more. It's going to be KINGUIN, like we said, getting the first 2 rounds in a row here as we enter round number 6. Should be money available all for the CTs. It's not fantastic, though. They will be buying up to it, but it's going to be a mixture of SMGs, FAMASes, and a shotgun for good measure as well. Only got 1 kit. This is a really difficult buy at this point. I think they probably want to go aggressive at the start of the round, try and find 1 pick. They're going to be struggling, trying to hold off a full execution here from the terrorists. So let's see what they decide to do. I would say down towards connector. That would make sense. Maybe flash over towards the fountain area. We'll see whether that works out for them. And will be blade in towards the connector area. He's got the shotgun. Pretty much good for 1 kill, I would say, at best, with this sort of position. Let's see whether it works out. Flashes in, just trying to hold them off at the start of the round. Not as aggressive as I initially thought here. Going to be holding out for that first pick. That's going to be World Edit.
Furlan as well is going to backpedal slightly as a flash comes over in toward water, so he'll go around, rejoin with his team, who have found success on this A site, so they'll go back toward it. Blades as well, going to relocate with that shotgun, as you say. He's gone down lower to B, though, through the stairwell. That puts 3 on the B side, 2 on the A. Electronic's very close to this park side. He's got Rollin just around the corner. He's going to wait for his teammate to give him information. He's still not turned. Now he finally has. Thought for a moment he was going to be slow to react, but Electronic steps up tremendously when time counts, and he's on to 3 HP, his teammate. So Electronic's going to have to do bigger work, but gets caught with the nade instead. That's going to drop both on the site, and as we mentioned, late rotation coming around with 3 on B is going to put the plant in, and Furlan smartly is waiting for this rotation, this flank. But Waylander's actually elected to go the other direction. The problem is he's made a lot of noise toward the park, and I think Furlan's actually heard this already. So Markelov smoked off. This should still bode well for the T's inside of the site.
Yeah, big flanks coming in here from the CT's. Not a single kid available. I think there's one on the side just about. They've got 3 kills to find as well. Make it 2 now as Waylander finds Furlan. And we'll be actually holding towards a party position at the moment. Markelov and City spawn. Time ticking away. If Mouse and Spiro just find 1 kill between them, pretty much decides it, and that's going to be a great position from Spiro to open it up. 2 on 2 now. I think the Cities at this point just probably need to save their weapons. Yes, they will. It was a decent attempt there, but they were always going to struggle. That's why I said the initial aggression probably wanted to come in at the start of the round, go for that first pick, allow you to have some sort of an advantage to work with no kits or grenades. A full execution that comes in is always going to be a little bit difficult to hold off. Blade does a good, decent job there to get another $900 into his bank account. They don't win the round, but they do manage to save 2 weapons. That was a nice attempt, though, from KINGUIN. It's getting up towards long. They lose the first 2 frags, but Mouse very assertive, gets information that both those CTs are low. Gets the refrags, and bomb goes down. At that point, the round is pretty much guaranteed. Have a look at the money right now. They're not going to force into this flip side. It certainly could have done. Could have dropped a couple of weapons and tried to add to the total of the max 7 in the M4, but let's see what they can do with these weapons. It looks like a B-side commitment coming in from KINGUIN. Once again, they don't really need to go straight in at the beginning of the round. Wait for their CT to make a mistake, then capitalize. Oof, okay, well, it's Mouse actually to drop first, and they had 3 teammates with him, so the refrag does come in eventually.
Yeah, that's the problem. He gets caught out in that position, gets tagged to 16, and can't cross back over because no utility after the kill. Would have been nice to see a smoke deployed and allow him to do so. Tries to melt the FAMAS and the flames, I guess. Get rid of that 1 gun. On to far AKs as a result. It's Blade getting up close with that shotgun. Can't quite land a shot for the construction pipe. Instead, that'll shuffle them back over toward Monster. They know he's caught out toward Bags. He's going to have to turn around, try and find them in reverse. And Markelov down. He's the only one now in the line of defense. So we'll let it rotate it down from stairs. They try and group together. Nade comes through. 74 gets landed right beside Blade, but a smoke out. He can get closer again, trying to find the default plant. Realizes now it's on the platform. I think he's a little bit desperate at this point with that shotgun. It's Furlan. After a very loud signal gives him away, turns to find it's going to be just Electronic. Does pick up 1, but sure to go down and will.
Yeah, I thought he was going to push through that smoke and try and like just sneak behind them, but
could have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been, I think, more beneficial. Still, there's no reason why that couldn't have worked. Spamming the smoke could have got lucky, I guess, but still, that round was always going to be a little bit redundant. They do manage to get a full buy this round. Probably the first real gun round we've had here, I have to say. It's 5-2 in favor of KINGUIN on the T side of Overpass as well, so that's actually a great start for them. Well done, back on the AWP, probably their strongest asset. If he can get rolling here on a map like Overpass, he could be the pivotal factor here as he goes aggressive towards mid. Oh, just as I say that, it doesn't land the shot, but it's very close indeed. Smokes go down, and that'll block his vision for now.
For now.
For now.
Spiro, meanwhile, the only one over toward A side of the map for KINGUIN. Blades down inside of the connector stairwell. Trying to watch that position to make sure they can't push into bathrooms. As such, Electronic, knowing that that's going to be covered off by his teammates, finally gone back out to the rocks at long. So they've got some information. They've got pretty much everywhere covered off. More passive in B this time with that little bit of passive-aggressive on A. Again, I say passive-aggressive. They are getting into the choke points, but they're holding the angles, not trying to take the fight. So Waylander and Markelov are now grouped in what is looking convincingly to be B.
Yeah, they seem to favor the B bomb site for their executions at least. You can see they've got Furlan covering the connector area. They're going to get controllers short at the moment as well. That sets him up for the smoke grenades, and you can see the CDs do kind of anticipate this point. You can see Blades rotating over as well, and I think at this point it will be a commitment from the T's. The smokes come over momentarily, the Molotovs as well, and that point is just whoever can get that first frag. Well done, though. He's going to be the pivotal factor, like I said before. If you can get that first frag and just deny them actually getting the plant in, see whether this orb is actually going to pay dividends here for the CTs.
That slight gap could be the saving factor. They're going to think that's smoked. He's going to have a lineup. Down goes Mihu. And this allows the other 2 players inside the pit to walk up a little bit closer. But Mazzino takes down Blade. Furlan again, the one to sit behind and catch off the rotations. Continue to watch that trend, because if they do manage a retake in the site, he's going to have to make decisions late and be out of position. But this time, for now, at least it works. Markelov closer to the sandbags is going to get flashed off. Thrown over by Furlan, trying to support his teammates, but that one's not timed well enough, and World Edit with Vision able to take out Spiro. Now is where the two players have to retake back from the CTs. We're going to be already on the defuse. They're trying to hold it through, but Mauzino gets there in time.
Mauzino is looking incredibly sharp right now. 4 kills for him, and some pivotal ones as well. Considering we had World Edit in towards that heaven position as well. The gaps in the smokes, as you pointed out, I thought that was going to fall apart there, but once he gets on the site, he finds every frag there. Decent post-plant positions as well, actually playing off each other in the 3-on-2, making sure they could sacrifice one player, get the information. Wasn't even required at that point. Mauzino just mows them down one by one. And it's going to be 6-2 here for the Polish side. Going to round number 9, it's going to be another partial buy, I guess you could call this one. There's a couple of pistols of armor. There's a scout out for World Edit once again. He does land some damage on towards Mihu. There's something to work with here. These rounds are always a little bit scary for the T's. Especially when a player like World Edit gets the scout out and starts landing shots there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking for more as well. Getting a bit aggressive toward party position. I didn't even get invited to that party. I never do. It's Furlan down below. Does have Electronic to contend with. And again, a back and forth affair in terms of money, but KINGUIN starting to stabilize their side at the very least. It's the CTs that are struggling. Round bonus, I think it's up to what, 3 rounds now, if I'm not mistaken? 4, so it is at max, it's at 5 rounds. Wow, look at that. I thought they won a round more recently, Henry.
Well, you'd be wrong, but...
I am wrong. It's not that I would be. It's that I straight up am. Trying to get a push with that Deagle. Mouse is there. Remember, that fence likes to swallow bullets from that side. I don't know if that was ever dealt with.
Well, at this point, KINGUIN, they know it's just some sort of an eco or partial buy going on. They found that initial pick as well, but World Edit does answer back looking for his second, but good refrag from Roland comes in. At this point, might as well commit to the A side. You've actually managed to get a couple of kills down in this position. Smoke's coming as well. There is one player on the bomb side. It's going to be Blade, though, but he has been discovered. So at this point, Roland just waiting for him to expose himself and they'll take him down. The bomb is actually making its way towards B, and Mouse gets the headshot once again. This guy seems to be getting very lively right now.
Electronics in good position. Lovely shot with the 5-7 to at least get an exit kill, pick up a gun. This could be good for them to encourage a retake, perhaps. Blade's got no armor, and he's on 29, and they don't have kits. So if they're going to make that decision, they've got to go now. And Electronic, he'll lead the charge. Still has to set this crossfire, and Spiro in jungle. Electronics looking the wrong direction for it. Watch beside. They've already grouped up. Double peak potential. Mauzino, as soon as he touches this, he's going to wrap around in behind, and Blade's going to have to save him from the window. He does manage to do so, but he's gotten off it because he wasn't expecting it. This is going to mean it's a full 10 seconds, Blade. I think they've got it. Yeah. He does great work on the 11 HP, to, or excuse me, 29 to drop back in.
Well, Electronics debates. He goes for the little defuse there, and Blade coming in from heaven manages to find both kills there. Very well done from him. Didn't really have much to work with at all there. A couple of P250s and 5-7s and 1 scout. The scout did some work at the beginning of the round. They funneled him towards B, and I thought that was going to be another round in favor of KINGUIN, especially with the entry frags going in their favor as well. But a great 2-on-2 situation there. Flipside starting to come to life. That's the first round they've picked up. Like you said, 5. No real reset potential here, Matt, as well, because they kept 2 players alive there. Yes, they'll only get $1,400 next round, but 2 players are on the 5K mark right now, and World Edit back on the orb. So it still would be dangerous for them to lose this one, but it wouldn't be as devastating as we usually see. Well then, pause comes in. Do we know if this is tactical? I think it may be.
No, I've got an unpause. Let's go. Called for admin. That's gone. So yeah, technical.
Technical pause. It's okay. We can handle those.
We can actually, up to an hour. That's, I think, our max capacity.
That's probably the cutoff point, yeah.
Something along those lines. Finally, Flipside winning a round, though, and as mentioned, I was wrong. It was a full loss round bonus against them, so that's gone. That's out the window. They've got to stay efficient in this round. They picked up 2 AKs. That bodes well in terms of not reinvesting in this one directly, but it's still a factor. World Edit takes a bit of damage, down to 76 on the back of that nade. Electronic using the smoke to his left to try and take advantage of a position to catch off the rotations from Park. World Edit misses that shot. Now they've got to be a bit careful. That might bait some forward aggression out of that Park position, but they elect to go off of it. Watch the flash toward the bathroom, smoke as well. And they just get back inside of safety position, bringing up Electronic and Blade as well, who's been in that stairwell multiple occasions, finally getting a kill toward the A side. And he's going to flash himself back down, go through the door, and this will be a long rotation if they start to pressure the front.
Man advantage now for the CTs. The terrorists don't really have much in terms of map control.
He's going back for more.
Does he want more out of this? I'm not sure it's required, but if the problem is if he goes down there, that actually stabilizes things. The terrorists still have a minute to work with as well. This man advantage, you want to wait for the T's to commit and actually try and take control in this situation in that manner. As they go towards long, it's going to be KINGUIN. Still have smokes and molotovs as well. They're just going to be hoping that someone decides to make a mistake, go for the duel towards long. There's no AWP available for the CTs right now, so actually pretty safe with this decision. It's supposed to be coming in towards city spawn and bank. But Markelov, he has a sneaking suspicion something might be going on here.
That flash was well timed, but well dodged. It's me who takes out Markelov. Electronic follows back with 1, shuffles out away from the flames, takes another, and that's the bomb temporarily. About 29 seconds. It may be a disadvantage for Furlan in terms of numbers, but now he's got time to work with. Gotta pop that down below the boxes. Doesn't go all the way committed toward it. Now they know exactly where he is. Backpedal toward long. I think he's realized it's over toward the dumpster as well. With the sound triggers, goes for the first face onto Waylander. Down he goes as well. Flip side. Back-to-back rounds. They'll avoid that reset.
Well, there it is. It's going to be Electronic picking out 3 frags. The newest addition to Flipside. Seems to be a very skilled individual as well. And yeah, that initial aggression towards the beginning of mid. Actually, nice little crossfires there between Electronic and Blade. Good discipline as well. Didn't overcommit, like you said. Blade could have got him for more there, but that man advantage didn't really have to. Towards long, Kinguin went and shut down. Managing the bomb plan in 2 versus 1 already working out for them. So it's going to be 6-4. Still in favor of Kinguin. And before the CT money starts to rack up, they will be forcing into this round. It will be 4 AKs and just Spiro, who's filling the burn a little bit more than the others. He's got a Tech 9. Normally, sort of rounds, they will go back to more of the execution-based play. See if this initial aggression comes in once again. It's going to be Warded boosting himself up to party. Does he have the opportunity to take anyone down here? There are players available, but smoked out for now.
Electronics waiting to hold this smoke. Similar to last time, he watches the smoke while World Edit watches back entrance from the park. But without him being as close, World Edit still has to get away, finds one, but traded immediately as Malzino sprays back in, and they're starting to read the fact that he's there each and every round. So they're gonna have to be more calculated in how aggressive they want to go. Blade as well in the stairs, same setup. Mouse and Michu already ready for it. They're already staring it down. And Blade this time doesn't pick up a kill, goes again for another look, but he's got to get out of there. Or at least stay more complacent. He wants more again. He's constantly being aggressive in this. He's got aggro pulled away. This might be his opportunity. It certainly is. Down goes the bomb. Temporarily, no less, but Electronic found by Mihu. They're going to turn and converge upon Blade's position, and he's smart enough to get away this time.
Yeah, Blade's getting a bit too much freedom in this connector position for my liking. Most teams will go towards the connector at the start, flush him out, then go towards mid after that. They're actually focusing towards mid, which is fine, but they need to be aware that could be a possibility towards connector. Blade picked up a kill, more or less for free there, and it's going to be now a 3-on-3.
You can see how hesitant as well Blade is to give that up, even when he's spotted. And I'm saying, he's got to back up, he's got to get away. Instead, they pull Markelov in with him because they don't want to give up a rotation. They want to contain the offense to just the A side. And unfortunately for them this time, it's going to fall apart because a shot, a kill on the site. Electronic and World Edit going down. They found a way to plant the bomb, but fast on the flank. Markelov, who was still in that stairwell, having been called in by Blade, is going to find a quick kill to take back bathrooms. That means primary close plant position is already recovered by Flipside. They've got to deal with the fact that there is a rotation going back through the bathrooms, though, all the way out from long. And Spiro could reverse flank then on to Markelov. Good pickup from Malzino as he finds Blade. That's exactly what's going to happen as well, because Markelov's going toward the site, and Malzino's just getting in a position now where he's going to be able to spot him. AWP, done. Down he goes.
Big round for Kinguin to pick up there once again. Malzino finding 2 frags in a very influential round indeed that has put the money for Flipside into disarray. And it's going to be that aggression. Once again, I thought Flipside got away with it. Blade finds kills from the connector position, but at that point, it's going to be the A side where Kinguin decided to go, finding the frags there when Spiro picks up World Edit's orb. He got taken down at the beginning there. He's going for this initial aggression, like you said. It seemed to be aware there's a possibility every time. He finds one frag, quickly shut down, and that's actually giving the advantage towards the terrorists at that point, even in an equal situation, 4-on-4. 7-4 now, another eco for Flipside, and Kinguin looking to actually win the T-half here. That's pretty impressive considering the lineup. We did say Flipside was certainly favoured going into this one in terms of experience and the form they showed against Dignitas today. And Malzino once again opens things up with a headshot towards Waylander. Waylander's chiming in as well. So is Mihu. Everyone's having a good time here in the anti-eco round. Not really much to go up against. It was PT50s and no armour. So World Edit holding in the bathrooms position, just hoping someone walks into his crosshair at this point. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but does hear a footstep.
Waits, tries to desperately get a crosshair placement lineup onto Rollin, but jumping around the corner. UMB will work wonders. Back in the day when he was Marky Mark, 1 versus 5, might have clutched this back in 1.6. Not in CSGO. Anders still holds hope.
Does he really?
Yeah. I think his child's middle name is Markelov.
Right.
I asked him that question. If he had to name his child after any Counter-Strike player, he told me Markelov.
Interesting. Well then.
I thought he was going to say Pauf.
Well, he's gone now, apparently. I hope he returns. Anyway, World Edit back on the AWP. It's going to be money. Not amazing situation for Flipside, but something to work with it. That's why World Edit's going, but he's picked to the start. Now actually managing to hit the shot and fall back as well. That's actually a great opening segment here for the CTs. Going to be falling back. Don't need to overcommit at this point. I'm sure Blade's still in towards that connector position. Like I said before, he seems to have a little bit of a comfortable time by himself. Most of the time, CTs, when they go aggressive in this position, will have two there potentially, having backup from the door as well, shutting down towards short, but he's actually just there by himself and hasn't really been challenged too much.
Sassy shot from WorldEdit to start this off. With Spiro down, Markelov gonna get positioned in toward construction as well, just outside of Squeaky. Again, he can support Blade should they need him to be called fourth. As WorldEdit goes more passive, he still has a vision toward the party, but it's out toward long right now that Furlan and Mihu look to approach, and Furlan nearly went back. That would have given Flipside a chance. Look at WorldEdit's relocation. This is quite smart. Knows Long's given up. They haven't gotten information anywhere else. Blade's there to support, so he's got a lineup and a gap that I thought would have hit dead on. It takes Mihu to 19. He stays alive.
That was quite cool from WorldEdit. Yeah, manages to hit the shot and get some information, but can't find the kill just yet. Time ticking away now for KINGUIN, and it's going to be Mouse opening things up towards the B side. He's actually going to be a little bit of a distraction here. He's by himself with his teammates and the bombs towards long.
But I don't think this is enough to cause rotation, because it's only one. He's been found already, and WorldEdit just saw two at long. So him knowing, or at least saw one, I should say, take that back, but him knowing that they were there, there's no need to overreact, because likely they're trying to sell something on the other side. Blade's waiting at bags as well. He knows Furlan's coming. Crosshair placement, little high, still manages to recover. On to 11 HP, he'll back inside of the site. There's 10 seconds, bomb, back at the T-stairs, this is done.
Yeah, it didn't really work out for them there. Mouse trying to do what he can, like he said, didn't really do enough to force a rotation at that point. He stays alive for a little bit, and his teammates decide to, oh, maybe we can make it in time. Saw it wasn't really anything to work with. I think it was at the 20-second mark when they started to commit back towards B. He died at that point. They were just caught in no man's land and has had to save the weapons, which is fine. They have enough money to work with here. It's going to round number 14. Flipside pull one back. Down to some aggressive play with that AWP from WorldEdit. He still won't have that weapon in hand. This is the round that gets interesting now. He's shown this heavy focus towards middle almost every single time. I'd like to see him maybe go towards B, go to that monster tunnel pick. We haven't really seen too much of that yet. Hasn't been a double AWP setup. Looks like it might be more of the same. He seems confident in that pick every single time, and if he's hitting the shot, I guess why not? The problem is most of the time he gets one, but gets taken down himself. Well, in this time, a double AWP setup on the T side, no less. This is unorthodox, but they've got something up their sleeves is trying to slow things right down and take the picks on and see whether they can actually open things up themselves.
Smoke in the face of Furlan, can't push through to where Blade is, and I'm surprised they haven't been putting more pressure on trying to push him away from that position to give up more options on these rotations. If they can force him out of the stairwell, they can get the option to rotate into toward construction a little bit faster. And Furlan's down below, Spiro's above, but the problem is WorldEdit and Electronic have been forthward called toward bathrooms to not allow Spiro to wrap around onto Blade. So they are putting a lot of attention, a lot of emphasis on holding connector on the CT side. And this is where it changes, because Furlan's going to get down below, but there isn't a double pinch. So Blade can escape back through long A. Problem is, he gets the kill and Furlan goes down. This should telegraph the fact that they're on to B, but there's only two players here. WorldEdit's a little bit slow to rotate. Just getting in position may not matter. Waylander takes out Mauzino. Additional smoke deployed. He's going to try and take advantage of that backwards flash through. I thought he was going to go all the way. He goes back toward the pillar instead, and his teammates will try and put him in a position with additional flashes, but instead it's Rollin to hit the shot on the AWP, two of which are now in the hands of the terrorist side. They're down a man, and they've got to hold off the CTs. Rotating in, two down. Markelov and Electronic by way of nade take out Mihu. And Rollin, Spiro, AWP is the last alive. Lovely shot on the Blade, spots one above, but can't react in time. And Electronic will get a defuse for Flipside.
Yeah, KINGUIN seem like they're running out of ideas here. This one, the default's actually been working well for them, but now they're losing that initial pick most of the time. Blade, once again, looks a little bit too comfortable with the connector position. Doesn't seem to be overwhelmed at all. They're facing him, if at all, one by one. And that time he opens up the opening frag and then funnels him towards B. Flipside hold them off. And KINGUIN going to the last round here. I don't think Money's in an amazing position. They're going to have 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, make it a UMP for Furlan. And they do have smokes and Molotovs available. This will probably be the full-on B execute early on. Yeah, it looks like it will be. Smokes in, Molotovs in to try and run and gun. Hope for the best, but Waylander looking to get the big spray down here. Doesn't get the first shot there, but manages to get the backup from Markelov.
Pick up as well for him to find a second. Blade gets Spiro, and they hold this site rather convincingly. In a good fashion, Rollin 1 versus 4. We saw Automatic get 4 kills in a 1 versus 2 clutch today. We've seen some individualism, but I'm doubting in his belief and chances in this round. Bomb down as well inside of the site. Pretty much confirmed that they can all be there. There's no need to watch for any additional tactics and cleverness from Rollin.
Yeah, not really much Rollin.
I think, yeah, his body language and expression kind of say it all.
What does this say?
It just said that he looks like he knows his chances in the round are pretty much done. And I think he'll commit to it minute left. Has to die before the end of the time or save. It's a long save, to be fair.
Random 15, right?
And there you go. So Markolov's going to take him down. Thank you, Henry, for pointing that out.
Yeah, he could have said.
Don't mind me.
But
It's in the tie. It was tied incorrectly, and it has taken my brain power with it.
It's fine. 8-7 for KINGUIN. I think they were told at the beginning of this half they could get 8 rounds. They'd be happy with that. So certainly the underdogs going into this one. And Flipside, a little bit of a slow start after winning the pistol. They got force bought multiple times, and it was back and forth for the first 4 rounds, but then 5 in a row for KINGUIN. Looking strong there in those mid-round stages, but towards the end, Flipside came to life there. 3 in a row to close things out. Money was a bit of an issue opening things up. You could see that scouts and rifles and whatever. Once he got that weapon in his hand, he actually had some influential kills. Blade, great performance there towards the connector position. Like I said, maybe had a bit of too much of an easy ride towards that area, but still, he managed to get the job done with 12 frags. For me, the MVP of that first half was Mouse. He looked actually really strong. Good. Actually running into positions at B-bomb side especially, is landing every shot, multiple kills in each round. They win. Manages to be very influential and actually assisting KINGUIN get 8 rounds here. Pistol. Going to mean quite a lot here. If KINGUIN can pick this up on the CT side, they'll put themselves in a fantastic position going forward. But still, what we saw in the first half suggests the Pistols elude both of these teams in terms of the anti-ecos. Can't really hold on when it comes to those second round force buys. We'll have a look at the flip side purchase right now. It's going to be 4 sets of armor. Blade with the utility plate, smoke and 2 flashbangs, like I said, from the first half. Most teams do favour towards that B side, almost guaranteed to plant there. If you can get the initial exchanges coming in, it comes down to a clutch normally on the retake. But let's see what happens to the CTs. A little bit more passive. No one in towards connector. They're going to be holding towards the bathrooms and quite a heavy focus towards the B side of the map.
Slow pistols on both sides, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like how Electronics anticipating a 3-man boost.
Furlan on the diffuse kit and the smoke buy. So he's going for the old ninja coming in. So as soon as he can have the chance,
I believe
full diffuse can be a great option to go with when you've got against Glocks, right? Don't really have the spam potential, the damage to do much about it unless they headshot you straight away. So that could be quite cool.
Now it's getting a little bit more aggressive. Spots the jump. I think they spot him in return, so he won't do that again. Now confirms that they are going on Speedo, and Spiro's going to try and rotate as a result, but they're in through Monster. Mihu's blinded. Can't get aggressive behind the barrels, and in fact will go down. It's all on to Mouse. Bounce back round. Bomb already being planted. Drop into the water, though, and down goes World Edit. So he stays alive and actually well off in terms of health. Second player's going to sacrifice himself to Mouse. A bit confused by that. Finally, Markolov will go back around, but he's spotted by Rawl, and it's down to a 1 versus 2. Blade still in the fight. Furlan still with the kit. And there's the smoke. You mentioned it. Already on it. He's going to try and hold this as well. Blade's occupied and killed, in fact, by Rawl. And it's going to be the round for KINGUIN.
Well, it's Mouse stepping up once again, man. He gets 3 frags there, and really good ones as well. I have to say, that jump down from the bomb side, though, I agree with you. That was questionable. Very heavy commitment on that stage, but great shots from Mouse to open things up there. That was a lovely shot. The second one, that was a strange decision from Wardetta. Obviously, just trying to overwhelm the CT there, but obviously just jumped straight into his crosshair. And same treatment from Electronic as well, to be fair. Where's the communication there? Like, surely he gets the call. He's towards the ramp side and not the water, but regardless, KINGUIN do pick up a very beneficial pistol round here. We did get the bomb down there for the terrorists. They're not going to be buying up in this round. We'll be going up for the 3rd round AKs. P250s and a Deagle for Wardetta. No grenades. Not really much you can do with this. So quite a passive hold. You can see this is actually really nice from KINGUIN coming in. They're actually not really getting any SMGs apart from 1 UMP. They know the AKs are coming out in the 3rd. They're a very passive game this round to try and keep all 5 players alive. They've got 2 Famouses and M4s to challenge the AKs in that 3rd round. So don't have as many grenades as they'd like, but still enough just to try and win this round as cleanly as possible.
At it. Deagle looking for a chance shot. Spiro as well is going to advance up behind the smoke in front of the bathrooms. They're going to boost to see over it, but that smoke's gone. That leaves 2 in the open, so I think they think better of it. Spiro's going to push back, watch the jump, because they may have been spotted, but instead they look toward the site. Good pickup. Spiro finding 2, but World Edit will put him down still. He's won the task as Roland will follow it up. Furlan to close the round. It goes 10-7, and as you say, they know the buy's coming out. The only gun they lost was that SMG.
But he got 2 kills there, so it means another $1,200 on top of the total he already had. So he actually brings an M4, and that's actually fun, you know? Like, the fact he loses that means another M4 comes into the buy for KINGUIN. Actually almost boosts their chances of losing that frag there in that particular situation. So 3 M4s now, 2 Famouses up against the buyer of Flipside. Let's have a look what they bring into the table here. It's going to be 4 AKs. Blade, he's got the Galil, but he wanted to get the extra bit of utility there. He's got a smoke and 2 flashbangs. They've actually got 4 smokes in total. And they know they've got the advantage slightly, I guess, in terms of the firepower if you wanted to go toe-to-toe. Spiro there going a little bit aggressive at the start of the round, trying to get some information. That's confirmed it is a force buy. I don't think there was much doubt there, but still, he's worked it out. Grenades come in, they will be starting to fall back here. Seems like the terrorists have control, at least of mid for now.
For now.
For now.
Rollin.
This is fast.
Peaks. It is very fast. Waylander's already up long. Rollin and Spiro still looking toward bathrooms. Furlan's got to cover this off at the position at long, but the smoke's out in front. Waylander's got a prime angle to try and cover off bathrooms. He leaves that to Electronic instead, and Rollin turns back to capitalize. Finally, they turn onto him and get the truck cleared at the same time. It allows the bomb through into position. The default plant, World Edit watching the flank, and Electronic making his way back to bathrooms. This will be very, very challenging for Malzeno and Mihu. Should they even elect to go for this? I mean, they've only got one kit in play. That's a problem. They've got 2 smokes, 4 flashes, 2 sets of armor, 2 rifles.
Yeah.
And if I could do math, I'd do the odds, but I don't know how that works.
If they're going to do it, they need to strike right now. It's very unlikely they can win this round, and there you go. Getting shut down there. Those post-plant situations when you've got no real vision or information what the teams have set themselves up for, it's not much you can do about it. They can still buy. It's not a perfect buy against the next round, but still, flip side there, going very, very fast towards long. I guess you can almost guarantee there's not going to be an AWP available for the CTs at that point. Take a bit of a peek towards long if no one's facing it at all. Throw your smokes in as the smokes are throwing over and the CTs may be adjusting themselves and getting their own grenades out. You're already on the bomb, so you're striking very fast with 1 flashbang as well. CTs didn't really see it coming, and flip side to find their first round here in the second half. It will be 3 and 4s, the Famas and the CZ. No kits whatsoever for the CTs, no head armor. And we'll see whether they can actually do anything here. Like I said in the first half, in these sort of rounds, you want to be going a little bit more aggressive. And you can see a little boost coming in towards the connector there. And towards that short tunnel, but Molotov out. That's quite nice from flip side. Maybe gonna get this first pick. They don't. Actually, the CT's getting the bomb down there on Monster Tunnel.
Yeah, that's big. Malzeno can just hold this off, but he's got to land the shots. 2 players pushing through, and force will prevail to give back the bomb to World Edit. However, keep in mind, they're still down a man. The rotations are coming in swiftly. Spiro's actually still weighted out toward the stairwell, not electing to push through just yet, but Furlan, bottom of the CT side stairs, is close enough to the site. And not only that, World Edit's thrown the bomb up onto the platform for Markolov to grab because he's got position to cover off window. So they get a bomb plant out of it at the very least. They've got to go beyond that. As Markolov falls back and waits, wants to play pillar for the angle. He's got to watch bags for a second because his teammate's not watching short any longer. And World Edit starts to get aggressive, finds Furlan. Can't land a shot. It's going to put him down in the end, and Rollin takes Markolov as a result.
World Edit was going to win that duel there. It was quite a strange round from Flipside overall. Through the smoke towards the Monster Tunnel there, all in, not even together. Just 2 players go through, drop the bomb at that point in a very difficult situation. They recover it slightly. It does come down to a 2-on-2 in the end, but still, you could see that spray from World Edit wasn't ever really going to work out for him. Didn't really have a great position for it, and the control wasn't really there either. So I think at this point, the bomb goes in. We do have enough money for a buy for Flipside. Waylander's the one who's feeling the burn a bit more. He's on $2,400. He'll probably be on a Tech 9 this round. Maybe drop something by his teammate. Let's see whether they had anything available. No, apparently not. Just a PG-50 here. Khalil for Markolov, and this is a chance for Kinguin now to actually take the lead. They've got a nice full buy themselves. No kits still, though. That's interesting, considering Mihu has $1,900 left over this round. Didn't buy a kit, and he will be dying straight away as well.
Good shot back from Furlan, but that's the only thing slowing them down from getting inside of the site thus far. Miles will do what he can. Smart Molotov, but has the flames of God because it's lit inside the water. As Malzeno's forced back slightly, does pick up one though in Electronic. Still be a bomb plant coming in through the way of Flipside. And Miles has gone passive, waiting for his teammates to rotate, all of which are coming in from the CT side. No one back toward the bottom stairs, and they're getting aggressive. Flashes over, good pickup.
Wow.
Rollin with 2. Gets aggressive and all the way through. It's going to be Waylander to try and pull it back. P250 in hand, can't line them up. Goes to an AK that he finds at his feet, but even that won't do as Spiro wraps around to take him down.
Another all-in commitment from Flipside towards B. It doesn't work out once again. They will be pushing for that smoke position, and actually Kinguin now, and in terms of the money, actually leading the way tremendously. A plant comes in, but Flipside, in terms of the buy, they could bring like 2 AKs to the table and Tech 9s, and that could be, at this point, with only 2 stage loss bonus, that could be the moment they throw the game away. Kinguin now, 12 rounds, Flipside 8. Another interesting decision to start it around there. Just goes all in towards B, running for those smokes and Molotovs once again. So in terms of the buy this round, it will be the Tech 9, P250s, and Markolov just with the Deagle. So with no grenades available, it's very difficult to actually make anything happen on overpass without the grenades. So aggression towards long will be the CTs looking at that first frag, doing some damage and working out as an eco. Probably don't need to commit at this point. Just fall back and allow yourself to reposition and use the range to your advantage.
Spiro to Waylander. Friendly hello from an AK-47. He can do the same greeting to World Edit, but unfortunately for him, he's a little bit occupied to welcome Markolov in the same fashion. So Rollin's going to pop back out, try and save for that. Does do a little bit of damage through the edge of the door at Bathroom, but not enough to take Blade all the way down. He's on 60. And 1 AK gathered.
Yeah, well, they've got 1 kill at this point, and Rylan, oh, this is a bit audacious from him. Takes a bit of a risk standing in the open, but he has got backup from the teammate, manages to drop the bomb as well, and you can see he feels confident within himself. Headshots all over the place. That's silenced M4, and it's just Markelov now. Not really much he can do about it, and it will be 13-8 now for Kinguin. In a great position here. Money does come back in favor of Flipside, but we have the AWP now, presumably going in the hands of Spiro. I'd like to see him kind of be a bit more dynamic. He's still quite a kind of conservative game from what I did in the first half. Yes, he was being aggressive towards middle, but not really changing things up. He didn't seem to go towards long or connector or monsters. I know it's very focused towards that mid area, which is fine. If he's making kills, that's great. But like in terms of having that kind of surprise factor for them, that's what I like to see on the AWP in this map.
And onward we go with Spiro getting World Edit-esque aggressive. Remember, he was taken down by said player. He'll return the favor. Lovely shot with just the head to fire at, and Furlan gets played as well. Bomb is down inside of the park with Rollin aggressively to hold it as well.
Why not? Very aggressive towards long there, and that's a great kill to find as well. The bomb down, smoked out of position as well. The T's have to flash into it. I don't mind this. The CT's actually going to be allowing them to pick it up once again. They didn't have really the manpower to actually challenge that. So just fall back, allow them to get the bomb. You still have the man advantage, fall back, and they've actually expended a lot of utility to make that pickup possible. So Spiro is still with the AWP. Watching towards mid for now. You can see Flipside looking so cagey right now, having to use more flashbangs and trying to get some positional control back on this map.
Electronic will grab bomb. AK's primed and ready, but Spiro so too, staring down a corridor that's very welcoming for terrorist players. That op shot gets baited out as well by a single flash. They know he's still on the A side, and bomb is slowly working its way over toward B through the connectors. Those very dark corridors down below. You know a lot about the corridors down below.
Yes, I do.
I heard you like to play this position. Actually, I don't think I've ever played Overpass with you, come to think of it.
It's one of the maps I don't play.
Yeah, I don't really like it either in terms of playing. I enjoy watching it, but I definitely prefer other maps. As Rollin sits in behind the doorway at bathroom. This could be good because they're a little bit late here. They won't check it. Good trade, though, I have to say, from Markelov. As we saw Electronic looking rather confused to where that headshot came from. Boost comes up, spotted immediately. Waylander will hold off the site. Mauzino down, leaving just a 2 versus 2, and a bomb plant coming in. That nade does very minor damage onto Markelov, but it could be enough. A factor for the M4, as Mihu does have one in his hands. The AWP has to find angles in turn, and Waylander, speaking of, is a great one to cover off both entry points toward the back of the site. The bank stairs, the dumpster stairs. And the first shot misses, but follows it up with the third bullet to take the head off of Spiro. Mihu now, chances limited, does know where he is, can immediately walk in, turn to his left, find the kill, but now he's got to push all the way out toward long. Spotted Markelov, but a great shot in return. Yeah. Here's another round of Flipside.
Great work from Markelov there, very calm in that situation. You can see, I think Miu just about spotted his kneecap as he was running towards Longland. So he had the information, he was there, and Markelov just times it to perfection. Takes his head off, and another lifeline for Flipside here. That could have been so detrimental to them going forward. It's Kinguin, though, the great start to that round. Spiro getting that fantastic AWP shot towards that at the start. They get the bomb down towards Park as well. 5 on 3 at that point, but the retake coming in from Flipside, managing to get the bomb back, and they're slowly but surely getting back into the round. Kill by kill goes in towards A, and the CTs can't do anything about that retake towards the actual side itself, and they've actually got themselves onto an eco now. PD50 CZs, and with the money into next round, they can buy, but it won't be great. Maybe you could drop an AWP potentially, but let's see what they can do with the PT50s here.
Good pick up Waylander into Mouse. Through the wall, Rollin tagged. Down to 16. A broken economy on the CT side. Some broken spirits as well, as Rollin falls quite low. Waylander's going to try and get a little bit more look toward the bathrooms, and well, it's very passive so far from the CTs. In fact, I think they're going to group and hold hands, have a little spiritual meeting. Alcoholics Anonymous inside of B.
Hosted by Staticist.
Hosted by Staticist. A man who's recovered. He's been saved. Furlan will find Markelov. Good pickup. That's absolutely crucial for them, in fact, because now they still hold the connector position. They can't rotate quite as cleanly. No teammate's going to push out and try and hold that same position with him, though, so he is left to his own devices. Speaking of teammates, Spiro's been found by World Edit as well, and Bomb's still over on that A side.
Yeah, they've done pretty well to get a kill here, but the round is falling apart now for Kinguin. They've got 2 players remaining. It's going to be Rylan and Mihu, and separated for now. 1 on A, 1 on B, just hoping for the best at this point. It'd be devastating if Flipside gave anything more away at this point, considering what weaponry is available for the remaining CTs. Mayhew with a decent position there, but Electronic takes him down. Bomb will be planted on A now, and it will be just Rylan who's on the other side of the map, hoping that someone's decided to bring the bomb to that position potentially, but I think he knows this is over now. Only got the CZ to save, try and find an exit frag here, but there it is. Flipside managing to find double figures. As I said, only $1,900 coming into the CT bank accounts right now, so have a look at their money. Furlan, he'll be just under 4K. Same story for Spiro as well. Mousing just over it, so he could buy. Mayhew could drop an orb, but it would be like glass cannon. It's I'd say considering the scoreline, I think you just take a partial buy to the next round of 5-7s potentially. Allow it to happen, but if they force into this one, there's definitely potential to win the round. If they did lose it, it just means they're in a world of trouble going forward.
Rollin looking for what he can toward the end. Perhaps a gun or a bullet. Just one. That's all it will do.
The 2 players under 4K. And a few over. So I think, will they go with a conservative approach? No, they're all in. So 5 and 4s, it's not too bad, but as you can see, just a few smokes there, 1 kit. So definitely a viable buy.
Rollin's going to work in with Spiro. So again, a lot of emphasis on connector for both teams, to be fair. He's pointing out Blade's stance upon it, but this time it's going to be a double up from the CTs. Waylander, Blade, World Edit, all over toward the Fountain and Park, respectively, and Markelov down below in that stairwell could start to push back the CTs. And Electronic making himself very useful, just standing watching the flank. In case anyone does push through B, it's a long shot, but they could do it, Henry. Stranger things have happened. Scientology, for example, that's a stranger thing.
I gave that up years ago.
Yeah. Tom Cruise was really short in human being form, and I thought if that's the only alien that can occupy a man like that, I'm not interested.
Anyway, 5 and 4, it will be Flipside picking that first kill. Now at this point, that's actually Rylan who had a little bit of remaining utility as well. No kill in return for the CTs. They need to be pushing for a little bit more information at this point. We'll see if they can find anything here. I think we have got Spiro aggressive towards the connector, but it looks like most of the aggression now will be coming towards that A side. Still enough for an execution here from the C's, and then some. They've got Molotovs, smokes, flashbangs, and the CTs don't really have much to hold it off with. Just 1 flashbang each and 1 smoke remaining as well. They have to deploy that right now. There it is.
I was going to say, all they have to do is hold them off long enough to let Spiro get in a better position, but Markelov's got his attention back that direction. Could be an easy kill because Markelov's only got 6, but it's still going to give information away. And speaking of holding them off inside of the site, Blade and World Edit finding very quick kills. Mayhew does turn back. Wow. A snapshot around, he'll find Waylander, and all of a sudden he's got a chance in this, but taken away by Electronic. It is on to the man we mentioned on the flank, Spiro, who's managed to bypass Markelov as well, who's down toward the stairwell. But they're starting to anticipate, and I think he's starting to reconsider.
He didn't have a kit, so I think he's just out at this point. I did say this was a little bit of a risk in terms of the buy. Yes, they got 5 and 4s, but 1 kit, no incendiaries. They've been reliant on Spiro to find those first picks, the AWP as well. They get pretty much shut down in the beginning. Then it's a full-on default from Flipside. Final execute comes in, but here we go. Spiro does find a kill toward Edit and a double as well. It's going to be 1v1 now. Obviously, it's going to be Flipside winning the round, but he's done some significant damage.
Yep, because he jumps in, doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, well,
timeout called as well from KINGUIN. This will be tactical.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're only a third state loss bonus right now. It's $2,400. Have to take an ego, really. Can't force into this. Let's get some PT50s. And Mayhew looking pretty lively in this situation. That second shot was pretty incredible. Happy with that.
My cough button not work.
No, not really.
It didn't. Did it not?
It was so loud what you did. It came through my headset.
Well, I apologize. Trying to be polite. Don't give me that look, Henry. I apologize to anyone who may or may not have heard that.
Okay.
I was under my breath as well.
Anyway, 13-11. We knew this game was to be close. It's very difficult to call where this will be going. Not really chatting too much there, Flipside. They were in a good position in terms of money themselves. Got the orb. They lost, like, I think it was 4 players out previous round, but still, in terms of the money, they're going to have a pretty easy ride going into this round. And things can begin as well. 6K on 2 players, and they will have the orb full AKs. Same story for KINGUIN here. Just P250s, no nades purchase. I think that was probably maybe stacked towards B. As the Flipside have made a couple of errors here on their T side. P250 stack that area. Nothing comes in, you push towards short, see what happens there.
Well, we'll see if they can figure this out and get back into it. Because again, best of 3. KINGUIN, Yanko did say he actually favored them in this, despite that they took out Dignitas in a best of 3.
Don't they just normally say, like, whatever Moses predicts?
I'm just going to do the opposite. Yeah, exactly.
That's been most of their predictions so far.
Yeah, it's been working, oddly enough. Go figure, Moses. Interestingly enough for me, two out of three of the tournament favorites are gone already.
It is exciting. There's something suddenly in the water with CSGO right now. It's a bit hellish being an analyst in general. In terms of the prediction side of it.
Yeah, but I think that's enjoyable in some ways. I really like the unpredictability of Counter-Strike in its current form.
The storylines are great. Like, the same team wins every single time, and the matchups just the same sort of endings. It gets a little bit stale, you know? And it's a very exciting time for CSGO.
Yeah, I think I'm behind it for now. Buy's going to come in.
Well, like we said, PD50s across the board. I'd like to see a stack B. That's probably what I'll be calling it. You can't really do much with this. Let's see whether they can do anything like that. Something a little bit different. Try and catch Flipside off guard. 4 players towards B. Maybe it's coming true, Matt.
And the smart thing as well for Markelov. $2,800 left over. Goes for the UMP instead. Wants to try and make sure he figures out exactly if there is going to be a stack. And as you mentioned, already over toward B. That looks likely. One's got a bit of a smoke in front of him toward the main connection point between he and the fountain, the main cross point for the T's early on, so he won't be able to push through that. So
he just wants to show some presence towards that mid area. He's going for the B stack, obviously, but if he just throws that smoke at the start, it just suggests that someone might be around this area. He might want to go to B. Nothing to worry here in mid. Yeah, do you know?
Oh, that's it. One smoke, we're out.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. Obviously, it's,
tricked me.
It's very unlikely they'll take the bait at that point. There's wait for the smoke to go. They know the money's going to be low for the CTs. Don't need to give too much away. Traditionally, on your anti-egos, you want to go towards long. Not really much the CTs can do there. It's obviously stacked behind the rocks, but that's a lovely shot there from Odd Edit to open things up.
World Edit right now, we couldn't see it's taking advantage of that little flower glitch on the way down the small stairs from the fountain. If you jump up on the side of it, you glitching on the I don't know if we can switch to him right now or not. He's doing it again. If you jump up on the side of the flowers, it basically holds you in place. Your aim's off, but it gets you more height advantage to get a peek in toward the bathrooms. So,
right,
taking advantage of a map glitch. Not his fault that it exists. Thank you, Valve. Markelov starts to push forward with bomb. This will be onto the A site, so stack's not going to matter. That 1 kill on Rollin. They're starting to realize exactly what that was and what that means as he was outside of the site getting aggressive alone. So straightforward, Henry. If you'd like to talk about anything, I'll let you do so.
Well, the B stack didn't really work out for them. I'll say that much. Obviously, you're reaching in these sort of rounds, just P250s. They tried to show some presence, but unfortunately for Rylan, he was the only player towards A. He gets picked off pretty quickly. And as I was saying before, you normally want to go towards long A, towards middle. So those areas out, if you have no presence at all towards long, you're pretty safe to get out in that position, smoke off towards city spawn and bank, Molotov the truck, and then just get in and plant. That's pretty much textbook way to play this anti-ecos. And yeah, sometimes you can rush B. We saw Flipside do that beginning of the half. A couple of interesting decisions in that respect. But overall, very clean round from them. I think they've actually managed to keep all 5 players alive. For now, Markelov could go down, but yeah, he's not going to go down without a fight there. 2 kills with the UMP. And some headshots coming in from Furlan, but Electronic deals with him as well. Just Spiro remaining, trying to do what he can, but it looks like Flipside are firmly getting back into this game.
Yeah, they definitely are. And the thing with Markelov picking up those 2 kills on the UMP, if you want to think about breaking them down late with a 1-round difference, 13-12, he just picks up good money on those 2 kills. So now they've got a full round in hand on everyone. If he didn't get a kill, he would have been struggling behind the rest of his team, but everyone's got a buy available to them if they lose this on the flip side.
Mouse had $5,000, and the way he's invested it this time, P90, incendiary smoke grenade. This is interesting.
That indicates he wants to get aggressive.
Well, of course, he'd be probably pushing offshore. Obviously, lots of running gun potential there, but it's like, if you've got the option to get an M4 and smoke some flashbangs, like, you go for the P90. He's obviously going to get a kill now and prove me wrong, which is great. I like that. I don't mind it when people do that. There you go.
And
double kill.
For double. Yep.
Exactly.
Movement mechanics, and he's got all the bullets available to him. Definitely packs a punch as he takes down 2, but he's shredded out by Waylander, who's found by me, who finally behind the barrels as well. Every time he's played there, he's been smoked or Molotov'd out of position, and finally it works. As Markelov gets 1 in return, but he's got 3 more to find on 37 HP, and all of them have 100. He's found the first good headshot on the AK-47. That's the one thing he's got to his name that they do not. 2 M4s against him, but it's 1 bullet kill with the HP as it is, depending on where it lands, obviously, Henry, I know.
Yeah, well, 1 minute remaining as well. 2-1 Markelov. A cerebral player. Let's see whether he can actually get it together. He can just get 1 frag, and that boosts his chances so much. He has so much time to work with at this point, but the CT coming in the back, I think he'll shut him down. Oh, this is the fake plan, though. Yeah, if you fake planted that could have been really interesting, but unfortunately for him, Run and shuts him down, and KINGUIN, it's the P90, that's the hero, of course. Especially towards short.
That's why it's the best gun in the game.
That's why you're a big fan.
2012.
you can see why people buy it. It's just like the reason I criticize it, right, is that it's not a very versatile weapon. It's very good in that situation pretty much alone. Run-in spray, a very close range potential, and if you have to retake a site, for example, that's when it's really not that great at all. You don't get the kill reward either. So it's like it's an interesting weapon to buy, but obviously it works out right there. It's around number 27.
Not only that, go back around. This is where I was mentioning they've got a full buy in hand. So Flipside's not broken just yet, but this round could leave them in dire straits.
Who, KINGUIN, yeah? Well,
both,
yeah.
But more so Flipside. So, and the reason I emphasize them over the other, yeah, you're right, it could break KINGUIN as well. They've got a bit of breathing room. Flipside ultimately do not, because they'll have to force the next round. That'll be map point.
True.
So flash over, Waylander caught by that slightly. It's Rollin and Furlan to play aggressively at Rocks, and we've not seen this all game. Different approach. Quick off shot towards Spiro, nearly lands.
Does indeed. A little boost there. Both teams probably happy to get out of that situation unscathed. 1 minute mark here as well. Far down a little bit aggressive towards long. All of those flashbangs there, but gotta be sticking for now.
Here we go. They try and face it through the rock. World edit. Lovely stuff. Editing the rock itself to get the kill. It's going to be now best pack out from Blade and takes down Rollin immediately after. So that double stack doesn't work, not even for a single kill. Blade goes to 22. That's the best they could offer. As Mihu does get aggressive, front of the bathrooms. He'll find Waylander and back up into the site. They're only down a man now, something to work with. And the HP starts to favor back in their favor. Great sentence. Because they've tagged up so tremendously onto Markaloff and Blade, but only a trade 1-for-1 still gives the man advantage to Flipside on the way through to the site. Blade's got to be careful. Caught inside the smoke. Mihu gets there before the second one blooms, wraps around, bomb drops, and KINGUIN's going to take away the round. Now it's the map point in the forest buy we talked about.
Mihu looking incredibly strong there. We talked about him in the pre-game as well. 4 frags for him, such a pivotal part of the game. It's 15-12. Bomb does not go down. So Flipside here. Up against it with map point. Here's the replay right now. Young Mihu pushing onto the site, looking very confident indeed. It's a nice crisp shot to finish things off as well. And it's going to be the final buy coming in potentially for Flipside at this point. What have they got? To be 2 AKs, a Galil, a P250, and a Tech 9. That's the play at this point at the AWP in Spiro's hands once again. He'll be changing his position up. It's back towards long this time. Then towards the mid position, trying to get onto the flower bed. Failing to jump somewhat, and he's going to have to fall back and have the more default position.
So what can they try and accomplish with 2 real rifles, 1 BB gun, and Tech 9 and P250?
That was huge, that last round. You have to try and get some map control at this point. Blade getting a bit excited there with the P250. Almost hit his teammate there, but no harm, no foul. Spiro in a great position here. No AWP to challenge him at this point. It's only the utility that can really lock him out.
Waylander's the furthest forward of his team. He's one of the AKs, so keep that in mind if he overextends too far. Rifle down and irrecoverable. Could be a disaster for Flipside on map 1.
So they have 3 smokes remaining, and Molotov as well. Mid position right now, but you can see the bomb is actually heading back towards T-spawn, and it will be going towards B with that presumably. 40 seconds left, do more of the same. Blade, he's only got that PT-50, that's why he's towards long, trying to do what he can, show himself, and that could have been a big pick from Electronic. Doesn't manage to get it, but he does do damage. At this point, CT's probably going to be rotating and feeling like it's going to be a B-side attack. Only Mihu there by himself. They're going to strike Flipside. He needs to do it right now, as he's looking sharp right now as Mihu. Waiting for that smoke to dissipate. And here we go, the final execution. 20 seconds remaining. Nails the first shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Markaloff down. That's not looking well for the World Edit. Does find Mihu on the way through. Keep in mind, Rollin's low. Watch the spray through. So too is Spiro now as he picks up the kill on Mauzino. This suddenly turns tremendously. 5 seconds, though. They're on the bomb. They can't get this round away, but Spiro, good shot. Finds World Edit after Furlan, though, goes down. So a combined 13 HP and 2 kits to try and win this game. And I do say I think Flipside's done enough. But we'll hold our breath until that's confirmed. Good pickup. Waylander on the inside of the pillar finds Rollin trying to advance on the ramp. Jump over for the AWP. Spiro misses the shot. That gives him up as Blade walks back in. And it will go another round. Flipside picking up number 13.
There it is. The first pick coming in favor of KINGUIN there as well. On map points, you thought that could be it. But now look at the money. KINGUIN, potential, like if this was like mid-game, they'd have to double eco at this point. They're only going to get $1,900 into the next round on about 2K average at this point as well. This is looking very likely at this point now to go into overtime. That's a great round from Flipside overall. Doing well in that clutch situation with the man disadvantage as well. They're going to have AKs, Galils, and an AWP. Just a default round from KINGUIN. Nothing really invested at all into this one. Not a single penny that is trying to look to finish things off in the next round. So They'll probably have a mixture of FAMASes, shotguns, and maybe a couple of M4s here or there. But like I said, Flipside, I'm not going to say guaranteeing overtime at this point, but looking in a very good stead for it.
And that flashbang through toward Rollin. Won't really accomplish much because they don't attack onto it. Markolova likes to back away instead. Now he'll bring the AK ever closer. Line it up, look for the shot. Easily taken down. Rollins' slow reaction, push back through as he baits in his teammates. But that works out for Markolov because he sprays down all three and perhaps enough already to call the round, but we won't because Henry, I don't like to be that guy.
I think he probably can call it at this point in a 5-on-1 with a USP, but...
Don't. It's not over till it's over or until the fat lady sings, Henry, as you pointed out in Oakland.
Yeah, I pointed it out, but he certainly took it one step too far.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, just Furlan remaining. This will be a round in favor of Flipside. Just want to make sure they finish things off here cleanly, which they do. 5 players staying alive. Nice work from Markolov towards that connector position. It looked quite nice, but ultimately it was not that important. Going to round number 30. And the buy comes in. I did say it will be difficult for KINGUIN going to this one. The final purchases are 2 UMPs, a FAMAS, 2 M4s, no kits. And in terms of utilities, okay, 4 smokes and 2 incendiaries, not as bad as it potentially could have been. Smoke towards Monster and B side. We'll see how this round goes down. If KINGUIN finish things off here, they'll be ecstatic. Certainly the underdogs in this matchup and managing to win things with an SMG, 2 of them, and a FAMAS. I think they've got some aggression there towards short. And it's going to be Mihu spraying through the smoke at that point. Doesn't find anything just yet. If anything, gives his position away, and now they probably have to expend any utility they have remaining just to hold off any potential ensuing terrorists at this point.
Overtime or KINGUIN. That's what we're faced with, and weaponry definitely favors Flipside to force out more rounds, but we're looking at an aggressive stance over toward long from Rollin to try and change that. Bomb was dropped intentionally back toward the T-spawn. But as they scoop that back into their possession, they start to walk over toward World Edit. Furlan's rotated away from this side of the map, though. It's just Spiro and Rollin, and I say Furlan has. He's really not sure what he wants to do and what the timing will occur because he's left Mauzino and Muchu back to themselves over on the B site, and he's got back aggressive to support Spiro, but Rollin's the one that really has to come up large in this. In the corner, it's usually a one and done. If they get careless, if they overcommit and don't spot it, it's his best opportunity to make this round his, and he looks a little bit far, spots the shoulder, and Waylander spotted him and turned back out. AK prevails, headshot in. It's Flipside with the first blood to start this off, and 26 seconds left. It's going to be the A site that they approach. Interestingly enough, it's going to be a misread because Spiro goes down. It leaves just Furlan, Mauz, and me, who are both off of the site. So Furlan, the only one up close with a FAMAS as well. Spots them inside. Good headshot position. Waylander over the box is lovely. As he knocks them down, they've got to go. They've got to approach this. 5 versus 2, Mihu and Mauz. And they're both blocked off. They know they're at B at this point. Good pickup from Mauz on the way back through. An early kill as well will encourage their chances, but they don't have kits. And Waylander finding Mihu. It's going to be overtime, I dare say, as Mauz has already limited all of them facing him down, and Markolov will confirm that.
We do go to overtime. There it is, KINGUIN with quite a substantial lead towards the end of that second half, but it's going to be Flipside grinding it back in there. 15-15, a sigh of relief for them, and probably a little bit frustrated is going to be KINGUIN. That big round with the PT-50s and the Tech-9s and a couple of AKs, Flipside got them back into this game, ruined the economy of KINGUIN. And I feel like Flipside do certainly have the advantage here. Their T-side looked a lot more efficient than what we saw in the earlier sections of that half. Like, they looked like they were just kind of being a bit sloppy with their calls, maybe a bit ahead of themselves, just pushing through smokes in B and giving the bomb away. Once they went into their defaults and they got their open hand to World Edit, for example, that's when they actually looked much more efficient, and the Flipside we're used to seeing here. That's the problem with this team. You never really know what you're going to expect of Flipside. Sometimes look like a really well-oiled machine. Sometimes look like they're a bit out of their depth. There's a bit of both in that half, but towards the end they managed to get things together as we go into the first round of overtime here. 10k, MR3. Walking down to Spiro. This time he's towards the bathroom area, not going for that aggressive peek, just holding up for anyone to walk into his crosshair.
Good pickup on the AK from Blade to try and spray through. No one exactly on the other side of that, though. No one jumping for information.
Yeah, it's quite a passive hold from the Stevies overall here. You can see from KINGUIN not actually be committing towards connector or even pushing down long here. It's actually everyone holding back in quite default positions.
Interesting thing right now is that they've got Electronic into a position where Get Right likes to play, but yet they're not using him to leave for information on B. They're still over there, so I would have expected with him getting onto that railing and being able to hear the B site, they might try and get someone over toward A for information as well. So far, that's not happened. Waylander and Markelov looking very passive on that approach.
Well, it will be a B-sided attack towards the end of this round. You can see it building up now on the minimap. Bomb picked up by Waylander. And they've a couple of last smokes there used for the CTs. They've got one more left. That's in the hands of Rollin on the other side of the map. It's just going to be Mihu backed up by Furlan as well towards B. Markelov holding the flanks once again towards that connector area. He will stay there once the B execute comes in and wait for the CTs to potentially come in the back there. So that's quite nice overall. This is looking perfect for a B execution. The Molotovs will be deployed as well. And it comes down to this first frag. Can Mihu step up once again here? Does significant damage. Can't find the kill just yet.
Good pick up from Blade onto Mihu. That'll charge them toward the site with Furlan waiting. He's got to go back as well. He's going to try and play this passively, efficiently, stay alive, let the rotations come in, and not allow a bomb plant, but that's gone. As Markelov, he not only spots Furlan going down at the hands of his teammate, he takes Rollin himself, and Spiro with an AWP tries to find the planter, but can't spray through in the right spot. And this will be a save in overtime because it is the MR3 10K, rather, I was going to say 16K, but the 10K, which means the AWP starts to affect the buy, and if you lose two, you could be saving. Yeah, if you go for that double orb set up on the CT side, I'm not saying that KINGUIN did, but that's when things can be problematic. Just a single orb here, if you can save it and it's a round, looks like you're almost certainly not going to win, it's going to be that orb potentially going down, and Markov can find this kill. It'll be very beneficial in the grand scheme of things. He can't find it. I don't think his teammates will either, and Spiro is going to be rotating back toward A, interestingly enough. Instead of getting the safest position possible, he's actually managing himself to be exposed a little bit here, and will be taken down by Electronic. Finish things off. That's a big frag to find that, and it's going to be Flipside with the heavy default at the start, waiting for any aggression coming in from the CTs there. Couldn't really find much. Had everything they needed to do, short control, monster control as well. And we had Markelov set up for the rotations. He finds one kill. The execution comes in very cleanly, and the CTs can't really do anything about it there. And we'll be 1-0 here in the first round of overtime. We go to the second round. This is the round that KINGUIN, if they lose this one, they're actually in a lot of trouble, especially if 5 players go down as well. It means that last round will be very limited in terms of the weaponry available. A bit more aggressive this time. Rollin and Spiro going in towards the connector area. Have got the AWP as well. And here we go. They're not going to be going for the aggressive peak at the start, but Markelov holding that pallet position. It's an angle we're seeing more and more these days. It seems to be kind of nuts how players find kills in that position, but it does happen quite a lot. One interesting note as well, it's weird that KINGUIN are purchasing head armor. It's actually a little bit of a waste of money in the CT overtime. Yeah, Mihu and Maus have elected not to. Yeah, you very rarely see head armor at all in overtime. It's not like the T's will ever be using SMGs, but you want to make sure you have that money available to you. But Flash will push back Furlan a little bit. Very forward stance toward both the construction position and the front of bathrooms. It is a map that lends itself well to CT aggression, but it gets caught off this time as Waylander takes down Rollin. Shuts the door as well. There's a little hole poked in it. Need the cattle press to look through the spyglass, because this is no country for old men, Henry. As you know, waits inside of the site as well. Crossfire set with Mihu, but this is full passive now because losing one man, they can't afford to get caught off aggressively again, although I say that, and Furlan's going to try and use the smoke to his advantage. If he finds an equalizer, fair play, but it's a lot of men on the other side of that smoke and easily should be traded back, which then would encourage a rush toward the A site, leaving Spiro the only one to defend it. Thankfully, Maus has thought of that possibility as they get down to 22 seconds. They haven't seen much on B. Swings wide of the smoke, not even the trade. Markelov gets the kill. Spiro's got to step up, does find one. Looks for another, but a flash comes through. They've spotted him peeking, and it's AWP versus AWP. Missed shot, wrap around, can't get a no-scope. Waylander's found two. And inside the site, it's down to Mihu, and I dare say Flipside, not only with the comeback and regulation, they're going to find the second round of overtime. This is Flipside's bread and butter at this point. These are the rounds they're so good at, slowing things right down. They've been compared to the old Na'Vi. Maybe not so much the same methodology now. Na'Vi, they've actually changed their playstyle up, but this is exactly what we used to see from them. Very slow rounds, bleed the CTs out as long as you can, and you're executing for like the last 10 seconds of the round. That's when the bomb's going down. This is classic Flipside now. It's actually looking much more efficient and cleaner than we were seeing in the beginning of this map, and they're looking quite formidable at this point. It's going to be Mihu, like I said, he just has to save this weapon at this point. We bring up the scoreboard quickly. You can see they're not going to get much into the next round. It's going to be $1,900. So in terms of him saving a weapon that's going to be required, you can see that's why Flipside are almost happy to sacrifice players at that point. So let's get a look at the last round economy. This is why I say that you don't really want to buy head armor here. You get in this position on the last round if you lose 2 in a row. Spiro, $2,000. Mihu, $1,600. I think he's obviously dropped a weapon. They probably dropped an SMG. Rollin, not much. And then there's going to be now a FAMAS, a UMP, 2 M4s, and a 5.7. Not looking good, and a very promising first half of overtime here for Flipside. 2-0. Very likely could be 3. Mark down toward the basement dwellings. Watch for any CT aggression to push through and catch off rotations, but for late to hold off the T's. Whichever elected side they choose. Electronic again goes toward that railing, and Blade's gonna watch out toward Monster, but this time difference is World Edit's already there with the bomb, a little bit closer. And it's Mao's playing the Michu position. Mihu position, I should say. Yes, I know. Twitter. Let's calm down.
They're never calm. No chill on Twitter.
It's true. Savages. Pot on the kettle black. Shot missed. World Edit as he tried it after the Molotov landed to catch off the swinging player. Mazino relocating over behind Mihu as well. They're going to play this ultimately together. Boost up. Try and get on top of the site. Try and fight forward to the smokes. Is it clever enough to work? It certainly is. Mihu finds one. A second as well, perhaps? No. He did actually get Electronic. I take it back. World Edit was the response kill, so 2 for him on a good play. Fast on their feet was KINGUIN inside of the site, but Mao's is going to take it another step further as he takes down World Edit, and it's going to break it to a 4 versus 2, but they still got to count for the bomb, which they've not yet found, and that's going back over toward the A side.
Yeah, lovely boost there from me, I have to say. That's a nice reactive play. Getting up there, most of the T's will be focusing their attention towards the ramp at that point. That's obviously the main entrance point for the CTs, but now 4 on 2. Considering the buy, this didn't look realistic at all with the CTs going into this one, but now they have got a real chance. Waylander's going to be the first on the side. Spiro, perfect position to shut them down. Gets one, should get the second as well, which he does. There it is, 2-1. And a round we didn't expect them to have any chance in there with SMGs, a pistol, 2 M4s, and will be Mihu stepping up tremendously, funneling back towards A. And the B site is locked down for that round at least. Now they've got something to work with here. 2-1 as we swap things over.
Yeah, exactly that. MR3's 10K.
So nice.
Yeah, that's lovely. At this one, he got traded out so fast, I didn't even realize. I looked to the corner to save me, and I read it wrong.
Did you ever used to go to these sort of lands when you were younger, Matt? Like,
Absolutely not. I lived in the middle of the boons in Canada.
You didn't
It was a little bit chilly there sometimes. You know?
Didn't have any of those big community lands that were weekend playing games.
There's a couple in Halifax. Fracture Cancer was going on. There was ETS in Montreal. By the way, the guys from ETS made their way over here for this event, so shout out to them. That was one of the lands, the 2 I mentioned actually, that started off my career. So hello to William and the rest. But no, I didn't. I used to house lands at my house with 5 people.
Cool.
That was fun. You said cool like you were really interested. I appreciate your concern for my gaming life.
Anyway, here we go then. The first round of the second overtime. A second half of overtime, I should say. And it's going to be pretty similar buys to what we saw in the default rounds. It's going to be Spiro on the AWP. Same story for World Edit as well. In terms of the actual setup of the CT set, you can see Flipside not committing at all toward that connected position. That was actually key. That was where Blade was hanging out most of the time. World Edit actually facing that aggressive par position as well. Maybe they're allowing KINGUIN to actually use most of the utility trying to gain map control and then have a lot to actually counter them back when the execution comes in. But it looks like Blade and Electronic now possibly retaking the long position here. Ryan and Spiro holding party. Bomb still be around T-spawn, so no one really giving too much away at this point. This will be waiting for the mistakes to be made on either side, but at this point, this could take a while. Oh, this looks like a 3-man boost coming in, Matt. First saw this in Katowice from Na'Vi.
Yes, we did. They were a little bit more efficient of it, but Guardian, this was his shot toward LG. They checked the flower pot with it. It's the only shot available. No one there, although I will say they are tremendously close to being in that position. It's less common we're seeing the CT self-boost over here. I haven't seen it in a while. What I do see is 2 players here, so never mind the one and done. Good flash over. Blade's got to convert that. Now they know one is in that corner. They don't know is that they've also got Electronic nearby. Double flash out, try to catch off Spiro, but he's got the rock to his name to find behind, and AWP will sit there complacently for a little bit longer. Molotov as well, but they're going to send Blade back, and still that second man. No, I take it back. Electronic's gone back as well. Meanwhile, Maus has made his way up bathroom in all of this. Good dink back out from Blade as they pop into position. And Flipside pick this up. It's map point, remember, so good play from Electronic. Stays in the corner, down to Spiro, but that's going to give away his position, and everyone firing back through the smoke. A mere 6 HP. And a shot in the ass from World Edit on his way out.
Why not?
Don't let the door hit you, Henry.
Well, there it is, Flipside, holding off there tremendously well. It was actually Blade, his footsteps behind that flower bed position. Like I said, we saw the 3-man boost coming in, designed to set that flower bed position down. He hears players actually think that position is actually very clear. He runs around, finds people with flashbangs in their hand, shuts them down, funnels them back towards middle, and it's going to be the AWP finishing them off there. World Edit, I think he's on around 25 frags right now. He is indeed, but here we go. Like he said, map points here, and Spiro's only got the Tech 9. Okay, money in the bin.
Blade's waiting patiently. He's very patient. That Blade jumps to get information for Lan will have seen that. Tough shot to hit, I will say. But Blade's got a little bit of information, so that's why the spray. Molotov instead will go off toward the barrels. I believe a second smoke was thrown, or was